Welcome to Santa's MLS Tech Workshops, where we'll be going over ways on how to better your business. In this tutorial, Katie Gleboff will be going over the different techniques you can utilize to search for available listings.
We're going to jump into working with buyers. So if you have any questions on working with sellers, go ahead and get that question in now. Veronica is going to be able to answer that for you. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and move it right along and talk about how to work with RPR for your buyers. So again, we're going to jump into the homepage, and we do have a couple of different searches that you have within the RPR platform. You can look for local properties that are listed for sale. You can also look for local properties that are for lease. So if you have residential for lease properties here, you can look both ways. Now I'm going to come in, I'm going to cheat a little bit, and I'm going to use a zip code. The reason why I want to use a zip code, I'm going to type that zip code in. I just want to narrow down some of the properties that are available for sale. So I have my zip code in. Just below properties for sale, we do have our price range. So maybe I'm looking for properties anywhere. We'll do 650 to, let's say 900,000, right? That'll give us a good amount. I can look for properties and include beds. I can include bathrooms. I have an advanced property search where I can look for a keyword. Again, if I want a property that has a pool or a certain view, I can add that information into that keyword search. I can look for active and pending properties. You'll see just below that listing status here, we have our show indicator. And this is where we're going to be able to include all properties regardless of the type of sale. So if there's any sort of third-party approval, whether it's a short sale, maybe it's a pre-foreclosure or subject to auction. If it's a foreclosed or bank-owned property, that's automatically going to be included as well. If they're looking for that free, simple, and clear purchase, you can uncheck these boxes and those get excluded from your property matches. You can search by living area, price per square footage, lot size. Again, all of those different property types. So we have single family, you have condo, townhouse, mobile, manufactured, lot, land, farm, ranch, all available within RPR. You can look for properties listed within a particular time frame, maybe had a price change. If they're looking for a year built, you have the ability to do that as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on this magnifying glass. It's going to execute my search, and it's going to bring up all of my properties. Now, I like my properties to be displayed in a list view or a map view. So you can kind of toggle on the upper left-hand side between both views. So if you're coming in and you like a property and you want to send them the list of all properties that are available, go ahead and hit that list view. And then again, you can go right up to the top and hit print this page. You can save it as a PDF and then email that out as an attachment. So you do have the ability to do that. I'm going to go ahead and cancel out of that. Close this window. And then go back to our map view. Now from our map view, again, we do have some different ways to search for properties within the RPR platform. So let's say I want to go outside of that physical boundary, right? So maybe the city's too large, but the zip code is too small. You do have the ability to draw by using a map shape, and the map shapes in RPR are the same map shapes that you have in the matrix. You have your box, your radius, or a polygon. Your polygon is kind of like that connect the dots, right? Where you can come in and outline the area that you want to search. You want to do that latitude or longitude based search. So that's going to be how you can do that. So you can draw that shape. You also have the ability to use a map pin, and using a map pin is a unique feature because again, this is where you can come in. If they want to be close to the university here, you can come in and use the map pin and search by distance or drive time. So I can come in and click on that location and search within a mile, within 3 miles, within 5 miles. So if they want to be within that radius, you can search within that area. Now, anytime you're using a map pin, if you're doing a drive time or distance search, if the location is not visually seen on the map, if they want to be close to a family, friend, relative, point or place of interest, you can enter that property address in, and it's going to drop a pin into the map, and then you can search your distance out from there. So you do have the ability to search distance, and you have the ability to search drive time as well. So drive time is going to look at traffic flows. So if they want to be able to access the university within a 5-minute car ride on a day of the week at a certain time of day, you can hit that apply, and it's going to go ahead and set that boundary, and then you can search within that area. Now, your drive time, you can actually do car or walking. And I want to point out the walking because if you do a lot of walking, or if public transportation is popular in a certain area, you can zoom in and find those bus stations as well. So if they wanted to be close walking distance to a bus station, you can overlay those things onto the map. We have tons of places and points of interest that you can overlay if that is important to them, and then you can do your pin search out from that point or place of interest. You also have the ability to search based off of geographical boundaries. So we have counties, we have cities, we have zip codes. So if there's certain zip codes that they want to live in, you can come in and select those multiple zip code boundaries. And then you'll see you can search in those geographies. You have your macro neighborhoods all the way down to your micro neighborhoods. So I always suggest that you go into RPR and you look at these neighborhood boundaries. If I click into these neighborhood boundaries and zoom out a little bit, you'll see what these boundaries are. They're different all over the place. Every state, every county is different. So you can check out your macro neighborhoods. You can check out your intermediate neighborhoods. Yes.
So this is Michael Fry again. So
yes.
Good stuff, good stuff. I'm soaking it up here. I just want to take a minute to point out that these are not the same neighborhoods that are necessarily in High Central MLS.
Right. This is, Veronica may be able to back me up on this, but the neighborhood breakdowns come, I believe, from our mapping data sources as well as public record data sources. Okay, so it's not based off of the MLS neighborhood input sheet.
I just wanted to point that out for the folks on the phone or on the call, that these aren't necessarily going to match up with High Central MLS, the ones that the Realtor Association has kind of determined. But anyway, just be aware, just FYI, this is another way to slice the data. One's not necessarily better than the other. If you're familiar with the neighborhoods in Matrix, that's a neighborhood there, and these are neighborhoods from RPR. That's it.
Okay, thank you. And then we also have attendance school zones as well that you can search. So take advantage of these mapping tools within RPR. You have the ability to draw your shapes, to do your own latitude and longitude search boundary. You can use those map pins. And then you can use those geographies. And then you have the ability within RPR to save a custom search within the platform, and you can rename these searches as well. So if you want them to be named after a particular client or criteria, you can do that as well. So you get those properties right here from within your map view, and then you have your list view with your results. I'm going to go ahead and select a property here.